Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I'm going to show you how you can use one file 3 different ways. And it's really a lot of fun for you, or if you want to give gifts, or if you live in a town where a lot of tourists come and maybe there's a place where you can set your things for sale, because it's going to be easy peasy to use this. Well, actually, I live in the mountains and this kind of reminds me of them, and I'm going to put the city of Flat Rock, North Carolina on here just for fun. So check it out. You can choose something that may be more appropriate for where you live, but I'm just going to show you how you can use the file 3 ways. So I brought in this file and I'll have it linked for you down below. I'm going to use it on a shirt, I'm going to use it on a coaster, and I may use it on a mug if I have one that's not been printed yet. So let's, first of all, I brought this in and it's too big for me to use on a shirt. If it goes across like this, on my shirts, I like them to be about, let me double check. Yeah, about 9 inches across for me. So I'm going to take this little box down here, whoops, and I'm just going to scoot that right in. So it's about 9 inches. Or I can come up here and with the lock locked, I can make its width 9 inches. And it'll change the height as well. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my mat back to portrait, and I'll twirl this around. Instead, hold down my shift key and it allows me to do it in certain increments so it doesn't get crazy. Okay, there we go. So I let go of my mouse first and then I let go of my control or my shift key. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Whoa, but wait a minute. I want to do something else. So let's twirl that back around, because maybe I want this thing to be for a friend who's coming to visit, and I know she might like a souvenir. Okay, so I'm going to put underneath of this. Okay, so underneath of this, I'm going to put Flat Rock, NC for North Carolina. So I'll say, come over here to the text tool and just type in all caps. I want it all caps. Flat Rock, comma, NC. And I could put a date if I wanted to, or anything else, but I think I won't this time. So I'll just do it like that. And I can come over here and try different fonts if there's something I think I might like better. I used this one recently. I actually used that one, I believe, on the coasters. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. I'm going to grab all of this stuff and I'm going to come up here and say center it, because I want my Flat Rock words to be centered. I'm also going to change the color of them to black. And then I'm going to grab everything and group it. And once again, I'm going to hold down my shift key and grab this around like this. Okay, so that's ready to be printed. After I print it, I am not going to be cutting it on my machine, so I don't need any kind of machine at all. And notice it's probably bigger than what you can do. I've made it larger than what you can do on your Cricut print and cut. So you can design over here and just print directly from here. You don't even need a machine. And now the next thing I will have to do when I'm going to sublimate this, and that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to right click on it and say flip horizontally, because I have to have things mirrored when I sublimate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File and Print, and I'll just click on the word print and send this to my printer, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I have also printed out the ones that I'm going to use for my coasters, so I'm going to talk about that first. Okay, I've already printed these out, and these guys up here, I've already gone ahead and preheated them. You preheat them for 20 seconds at 400 degrees, and then you're supposed to let them cool completely. So while they're cooling, I'm going to cut these out. And the reason why I put that little line on here was so I knew I could just cut just a hair inside of the line, and I know it will be a straight cut. And it will be easier to place it on my coaster. So I'm just cutting just a hair in from that line, because I don't want the line to print on my coaster for sure. I'm really double checking to make sure there's no line. Now, as you'll notice, in the one place where you can purchase, you do get 5 coasters, which is kind of cool because the little stand only holds 4. And so if you want to do a test, you know, it could be one that you keep for yourself, which is what I've done here. I've done a test. I didn't have my Teflon sheet underneath, and so it started smoking, so I got scared, so I stopped. And hence, this black is not as black as I would like. So I'm hoping this is going to be my sample and the one I'll keep for myself. But anyway, I'm going to continue cutting these out. So there's 2, and then I have 2 more to do. So I'll turn over my handy dandy little quilter's cut and press to this side. I'm going to put this big piece of Teflon on top of this. Look, I was starting to burn it right here. I don't know if you can see that from your angle. I'm just going to do 1. So they're just about totally cool, and that's what it says to do. Let them get completely cool. So then I'm going to take the next one and put it right on here. Kind of making sure I'm lining it up straight. Put a little piece of tape just to hold it in place. Actually, I'm going to tape it down to the Teflon, I think. Okay. All right. So now I have my heat press set at 400 degrees for 70 seconds, and it says to do it with a medium pressure. I'm going to put this other pad or this other Teflon sheet on top. I can't bring this over. And start 70 seconds. Okay. And it's smoking. Whew. Okay. That one turned out just about the same, with not quite as black as what I'd like in there. I'm not sure why that's happening. Actually, I like it a lot better than this one though, because this one almost looks like a green color. So that's better. Just put it on top of my glove and let that one cool, and I'll do another one. I've already preheated this for 20 seconds, and I have another one ready to go. Could use another light for myself. There we go. And another 70 seconds. Okay, I did that one for 10 seconds more. Let's see if that'll make a difference. Okay, perfect. That's the one I want right there. Perfect. So I'll put this one over here on the glove and do this one. And I can see those lines on this pad under here, so it helps me kind of line things up and make sure I'm putting it on there straight. All right, this one I didn't cut yet. So I'll cut this one and I'll press this and I'll be back. Okay, I thought you might be interested in seeing that I also used one of them to make this cute little pocket purse. So now I'm going to go ahead and go on to the shirt. This is a Cricut shirt that I got. They were on sale for their invisible ink. I've not done one of these yet, and I probably should have just looked on there to see. I don't think it tells on here though what you're supposed to do. But I believe I have it written on my directions. Oh, on my clipboard. Wait, heat press that reaches 400 degrees. Well, mine does. Got to turn it on. But I know in this clipboard is where I keep all my instructions for stuff. So every time I do something, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So here's my one for coasters. The Jet Pro SS. Here. The pillowcase shams that I did. Photo slate. Masks. Women's shirt. That's not the Cricut one though. I thought I had the Cricut one in here. I do have it. Here's the Cricut. So 385 degrees. So I'm going to change this on my little guy over here. 385 and 440 seconds. I really kind of should be using my big heat press instead of this little easy press, but I'll just do 2 times on this. And I hope it's going to work okay. You know, I forgot I had a V-neck shirt. So let's see, it's going to go about right there. Just to get an idea. Let's see. Yep, that's about it. Okay, and again, I'm not using those pads that I usually like to use because I'm using this little board and I can shove this right off the edge up at the top like this so that none of the seams are in the way. So I just love this thing. Okay, let's see. Should be able to tell. That should be about the 5 bar. Yep, that's about right. So of course, as you know, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to preheat this to get out any wrinkles, and does that feel even? To get out any wrinkles and moisture. I could put something in between these 2 layers, and I actually could have put this piece in between them if I wanted to be extra careful, but I think I'll be all right with this. So when that's heated up, we will be good to go. All right, it's ready already. I do like that about the Cricut press, it's so quick to heat. So I'm just going to put this on here like so. I don't want it coming off the edge of the board. Hopefully that's good. And maybe I'll give it a little piece of tape to hold it into place since I am going to be moving it. My heat press, since it's not big enough. I have the medium size one. Alrighty, here we go. 40 seconds. Okay, and then I'll move it over here and I'll do 40 more. Okay, it seems to have worked well. Oh yeah, look how nice. That's really cute. And there's my shirt. I said, I'm not sure how this is going to fit. It's an extra large, which is what I usually wear, but it looks like it's a pretty deep V-neck. So I'm a little concerned about that. But I think this turned out really super cute. So let's see. We have these coasters. Wouldn't this make a nice little gift to give somebody? Coasters. This little guy here. Let's see if I can put him back in here so he'll stand up for a picture. Okay, I actually found a mug that I can use, and I did the same technique I had done the other day, where I took my ribbon and I measured from here to here, and it could be about 4 inches tall, my design, and about 4 inches wide. So let's go up to Silhouette and I'll show you how to get that ready. Okay, here we are in Silhouette again, and I'm going to open up the same image I've been using. So I'll go to File and Open, and it's I could do the SVG, and there it is. I can grab it all. Since it's an SVG, I'd actually be able to take these pieces apart and make these colored if I wanted to for my mug. Wouldn't that be kind of cute? So let's well, no, I'll just leave it as it is for now. So I'm just going to group everything together, and I'm going to change its size to, what do we say, 4 inches tall? 4, and hit enter with the locked, of course. And let's scroll in, and in again. So when I make that 4 inches tall, that makes this almost 6 inches around, which is way too big for my mug. So I'm going to change this to 3 inches tall. Oh, but one of the things I wanted to do, don't forget, so I do want to put Flat Rock, North Carolina on here. So I'll come over here to this and go all caps again, Flat Rock, comma, N and C, and click on it to bring it over. And I'm going to go ahead and change it. And I can go back up here to frequently used or recently used. And the one I recently use is this one called Cambria, maybe. So I need to click off and click back on so it's selected with this way with the box around it. And then I can come again to the recently used and change it like that. And of course make it smaller like that. And I'll make it black. And I'll grab both of these things and center. And now let's see if this, let's make this 4 inches wide again. So let's grab everything and group it. And now something odd is happening with my computer. So I'm gonna, for some reason it's not showing up here. Oh, what my size is, where it usually shows right up here. I know some of you other ladies have had an issue with that before, but I never have. So I'm just going to go over here to the right hand side to this second one in, which is the scale tool. Actually, I came over here to the transform panel, and then I came to the scale area, and then I'm going to change it to specific instructions or directions. I'm going to change this with the locked to 3 and hit enter, and then that makes this 3 inches by a little less than 4. So I could even go maybe 3.25 for height and hit enter. Yeah, I think that will be good. Okay, now remember what I have to do is I have to right click on this and say flip horizontally. And one other thing that I like to do is I want to put a box around this so I know where to cut it so I'm nice and even Steven. So I'm going to make a box, grab this, send the box to the back, and then I'm going to go ahead again and center all this with this button right here. So that's perfect. Now I don't really want to color on my box, so I'm going to make it transparent, but I do want the line to show up. I'm going to make it like a medium gray, and I'm going to change this to a 0.25. So that's going to show up when I print this. And remember, I'm going to cut inside of this line ever so slightly so it does not end up on my mug. Okay. So I'm going to print this, file, print. And I can make another one if I want to so as not to waste a piece of paper. So I can hold down my Alt and drag another one down like that. So then I can make 2 mugs if I happen to have to. And now I'll go to File and Print. I'll make sure that I choose the printer that is my sublimation printer. Preferences. I'll say black, high, okay, and print. Okay, I have my final design, 4 things out of 1 pattern. I'm going to line this up on my mug. Use my heat tape again. making sure that this bottom line is very straight because I carefully cut it after I put that little box around. It helped me to cut it very carefully to know when it's straight. I'm going to have to be honest with you in just a sec. I didn't actually find a brand new mug. I found one that I had already used, but I figured this would be perfect for us to sample this to see how nicely it's going to turn out, because on the other side I have something else I made once, a murder mysteries, or my jam, and it's a crow reading, but this is just to try on this side to see how well this design is going to turn out. Okay, that's probably way enough tape. Okay, the little light on the mug press has turned green, which lets me know it's ready. I'll stick my mug down in here, press this down, and you'll notice these lights start lighting up, and it'll go through this series of lights. When the last one is lit solid, it'll make a buzzer or a noise, and I will know it's done. I'll open this and take my mug out. Okay, the timer rang, so I took it out. And let's peel this off and see what we have. Looks really good. And it didn't even affect the quality of the one on the other side. So I'm so pleased to show you the final projects. 4 different items made with one SVG, and you can customize them or personalize them however you'd like. It was a lot of fun making these for you guys. I hope you'll also grab that file and just start creating, or find one that may be more appropriate for your town and start creating one file, 4 different projects. Hey, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and most importantly, hit that bell so you're notified when I have a new video that goes up. So again, I'll see you soon. Bye.